For the next 3 hours here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, as a DoorDash Dasher, I have one goal. It's to get on the apparently super elusive DashLink routed delivery option on DoorDash. Here's what we're gonna do for the next 3 hours. I guess in the meantime, because look at my spot currently, there's just a few Dashers ahead of me. We're gonna try to make as much money as possible with other gig apps and see eventually, it says I'm likely to get a request. Eventually, am I gonna get a shift? Am I gonna get to try this DashLink routed delivery option? Well, hold on, we got something. A 4-hour route for $112.50 on DashLink. Well, there it is. 50 orders for $112. Man, that is going far away. See, that's the thing that I like, at least with DashLink versus Flex, is I can see the routes and I can choose, so that's good. You might be thinking, well, is the hourly close to 20 to 25 an hour? Is the pay per offer, or like a drop, delivery, around $7, which is what we want? But still, oh wait, here's another one. So $100 for like 3.5 hours. Let's see here. So that's like $28.57. That's pretty good per mile too. And it's not as far away. That's not bad. The only thing I didn't like was it was 50 drops. So the hourly was good. The pay per mile was good. It was just a lot of drops. It was 50. So it was like $2 a delivery, if you want to think about it that way. Again, the other metrics are fine on that one, but let's see what else we get. So they're sending DashLink routes. Now they're only sending me these two. So one of two things is gonna happen. They're gonna keep sending me these two. Someone else is getting priority, platinum status, whatever. Maybe Dashers that are closer to the warehouses. Or someone else is, well, they're gonna send me other routes. Or if someone accepts these routes, if they have other routes, they should send me other routes. You might feel pressure like, oh, they keep sending it to me. This is the only thing I'm getting. I want to make some money. Sometimes, and it is a risk, I understand that. You do not have to take these routes or an offer just because they keep sending it to you. If you don't like it, don't convince yourself you have to take it and justify taking it when you really don't want to take it. I like that route. I don't like the number of stops. So let's see if we can get something better. So basically what I'm trying to do now, and this is exactly why you should, well, subscribe, number one, so I can show you this stuff, because the other option is to learn it yourself. But I'm learning what kind of offers they're gonna send you. This is what you need to do. You need to understand, well, how rare is it to get a DashLink that's all three? What I'm saying is, if they all pay similarly, like 25 an hour, why would you sacrifice the pay per mile? If it's all the same cash flow, wait for the one that pays better per mile if they're all gonna pay the same per delivery. Like if they're all gonna be basically 49 drops, if they're all gonna equate to $2-ish per drop, it is what it is. So get the other two things, the pay per mile and the pay per hour. Whoa, that's $4 a mile, $23 an hour. And it's all like, oh, you know what? It's a touch less per hour. It's a touch less per drop, but it's a lot more per mile. This is the one. And it's right basically like by where I live. Boom, there's the one. I like it. So first ever DashLink request. It's 23 some an hour. Like, okay, yeah, I could have taken some that were 25 an hour. The one was 29 an hour, but I don't want to do for 5 hours. We're getting a taste today. Don't worry, this isn't gonna be the only DashLink run. It pays a lot more per mile. What are they sending me? Important information for DashLink deliveries. Let's take a look here. Turn the AC down a little bit. DashLink deliveries are different. You pick up one batch of multiple orders and deliver them to different locations. You must agree to the updated DashLink independent contract agreement, etc., etc. I agree. All right, first DashLink. It's 25 minutes away, 8 miles. So let's zero out our trip odometer. You're gonna wanna track your earnings with our earnings tracking spreadsheet at yourdrivermike.com. First ever DashLink. Here we go. How's it gonna be? So here's the screen. what it's telling me, it's basically saying, hey, go to the facility first. You're gonna show your ID, and then they gave me the longest order number ever, but I assume that's probably more for like something internal. I don't gotta give them that whole order number. All right, so the way this is gonna work here, I'm gonna get to this warehouse. I'm assuming, because I've watched one DashLink shift already. I'm gonna show my ID. They're gonna give me a rolling cart of packages, I assume just like Flex, envelopes and stuff like that. And then I'm gonna have a predetermined route and be given the delivery order. I believe I could switch that order if I want. I'm just gonna follow the order that they give me. And then I'm just gonna make basically contactless deliveries, take confirmation pictures. But this route is also gonna be a little more challenging because it is all within like the greater Pittsburgh area city limits basically. All those other ones were rural. So think about that. All those rural shifts, it would have been super easy, cushy, suburban houses to deliver to. So that would have been really easy on parking. Now, if I'm like delivering here, parking might be a little more difficult, but I'm still confident that it's not gonna be complete gridlock and not gonna be able to find parking. So I'm still confident when it comes to parking. So let's get down to the warehouse, show them the ID. We have 49, I think, packages. That's a good amount of deliveries here. All right, we did it. I'm on the outside of the warehouse right now. 47 packages, 3 hours, $70.50. So here's how the pickup process was, and kind of like importantly, how does this compare to Amazon Flex? So you get there, there's a little ramp right here. We can see the drivers waiting. Let me squeeze by, guys, real quick. You just go up that little ramp into the warehouse and then find a parking spot. Now there's numbers on the wall, and I asked an associate, because I just parked, like there's a number on a sign stuck to the wall. And I said, do we have to park by a certain number? She said, no, there must be like an internal thing, or I don't know what it is. She said, don't worry about the numbers, just park anywhere you can find a spot. Man, that's a massive pothole. Okay. So I parked, and then you go over to one of the associates and you show them your phone, and it's gonna present a QR code, and then you show them your license. There, they're gonna confirm your route, confirm you're the right dasher, and then give you the rack of packages. So I had 47. I like DashLink already better than Flex. Well, you know, this is a piece of, what is it called? A quality of life thing. It was an indoor warehouse, and it wasn't air conditioned, but it was a lot cooler than it is outside. So you're not in the elements. That was nice. Obviously, that's gonna vary by marketplace. Number two, it's basically like at your own pace. So like Flex, at least the last time I did it here in Pittsburgh, they wait until everyone's there, checked in, and then they point and direct you to line up in a grid pattern or rows. And then only when everyone's parked and all that's set, then they start giving out the racks of packages. Here, it was nicely based on like, you know, you pull in, you show your QR code, and you can go at your own pace. That is already wonderful. I like that. And she said, like, oh, is this your first time? I said, yes. That is wonderful. If this is your first time, you're not gonna feel rushed. Now, she handed me her pen. I swear I have one in here, but again, it's your first time, everything's going so fast, I forgot to check. She nicely handed me a pen, and she said when you scan it, it'll tell you the stop number. Let me know if Flex updated that, but Flex, you have to like go somewhere else to find it. It might be on the tag, but you know, let me know in the comments. This, super clear. Every routed delivery app should do this. You scan it, it audibly
Stop 23.
Stop number 26. Scan a QR code on the, well, that's what you have to do, by the way. You scan a QR code on the actual package. So you're scanning each individual package. Same thing as Flex. Sometimes at one point you didn't have to do that on Flex, but typically you have to scan every package. So I scan the QR code, audibly, stop 1, stop 42, and it'll also pop up with text as well, and it stays up there for a few seconds. Pay attention to that. Use your pen, write on the actual package, shipping label, what stop number it is. I like that. You want to load them by that stop number. The same thing we want to do on Flex. So here's my trunk. Here's how I laid it out. So the last stops, you put in first. Typically, I do 3 rows. So I'll do 3 rows in the back, 3 rows in the front. So the back are the last stops. So I'll do like stop, it was 25 to 35, and then 35 to 45 in different columns. So on my front row, it was stop 1 to like 15, and then 16 to 25, and then 26, So I know, okay, front, the left column first, pull from that, deplete that stack, next stack, deplete from that, and so on. Now it's gonna depend on how many boxes or packages you have, how many stops you have, and how big your trunk space is. So I did the 3 in 3 rows, and some of the packages getting to the end, the trunk was already full. So I just put basically the overflow in my cabin back here. So I'll just have to keep that in mind. If I'm on like stop number 26, and I'm like, it should be in this stack right here, and it's not, then I just gotta remember to check the overflow. Check-in process, I'm gonna give it a verdict of better than Amazon Flex. First time, self-paced, audible confirmation of stop numbers, great associate. I gave her pen back, by the way, thank you to that associate. And here's the first stop. It's gonna basically look like your standard DoorDash delivery, very similar at least, but it says parcel. I'm assuming, also kind of hoping, that most of these are contactless. So I'm gonna go through the prompts. I'm gonna show you in 10 minutes when I get there. Follow the prompts, probably scan in, maybe scan out, take a picture, and we'll be on to the next one. So pickup's done. Stop 1 of 47, of 47, all downtown in the Strip District and Oakland in the Hill District. It's an excellent dollars to mile, but it's gonna be tight on parking compared to a suburban delivery route. Delivery number 1 done. So you click arrived to recipients, you click scan package, which is exactly what I thought I was gonna do. Then you take the confirmation picture, the contactless delivery picture. Then you click confirm delivery. I told you it's just like a contactless delivery. And I went through that pretty quickly with you because, as anticipated, there's not a lot of miles on this route, and I'm already like a minute later at the next destination. So let me do this one. It should be pretty straightforward, which I like. That was pretty cool. I told you, like, if it's super, super dense, you might be going street by street or staying on the same street. This street had 3 deliveries. You're gonna love that because you park once, and I just walked to 3 different houses super close by, and it really speeds up your route because you're thinking like, oh, 47 packages, I knocked out 3 in like a minute, 30 seconds. And another one, I'm going on the adjacent road here. I love it, super dense, but pretty well-paying shifts. That's exactly what you want. Hopefully I have another multi-drop here as well. Can I fit here? Yes, I can. All right, let's park and make these deliveries. What a nice older woman. She was sitting on her patio. So if you encounter customers like that, I always like to announce myself before, you're really on their property. You don't want to alarm anybody. So I saw her sitting there. So just, loud enough but gently say, hey there, I got a delivery for you. And I'm just taking a picture. I'm just saying like, oh, how's your day going? She said, oh, it's very nice. It's very sunny and breezy out. And that's it. Take a confirmation picture. And if they go to grab it, or if they like want to meet you, say, oh, hey, just got to take a picture real quick. That's it. All you got to say. Just like set it down, take a picture, and then they can grab it, Next delivery, 20 seconds away. I'm loving it. Super dense route so far. I know you haven't heard from me in quite a few stops. I'm like 80% of the way done. It has been just non-stop. House, another house, like 5 houses down, another block. It's been literally block by block. The longest drive I've had is this. which is only like 3 minutes. My next delivery is coming up here right now. Let me park real quick and I'll tell you how it's gone. Workflow's been super easy. I mean, it's scan, prompts, deliver, confirmation picture, done. Click on directions, next one, find it, and I'll tell you what, the package organization has been incredible. That is a must. If you're on Flex or if you're on DashLink, organizing by stop and having those rows of piles has been wonderful. I mean, sometimes it'll shift, so I'm looking for one, but I saw it slid off, but still, it's right in front of me, front left, front middle, front right. It's been so easy to open that trunk and there's a package. So you have to do that on Flex or DashLink. The only other thing is 2 packages wouldn't scan at the warehouse, and then of course here making the deliveries because the label's creased over. And I will say the associates, I don't know if this is by design, I hope it is, we're mindful not to crease the QR codes because we need the QR codes. So if you've done DashLink, I keep trying to remember the name, this isn't Flex. If you've done DashLink, let me know if they're mindful not to crease those QR codes and make it harder for you. But you just type in the last 6 digits of the actual, whatever it is, the barcode number. You just punch that in and it works just like a scan. Other than that, I mean, it's been your standard contactless deliveries. I had one where there was this adorable little dog and it was super cute and fluffy. And the owner's the recipient was walking around outside the front and she's like, oh, be careful, he'll bite. And I'm like, oh, really? But he's super tiny, but he was actually pretty nice. The dog came over, but I did have 2 big dogs that were behind one of those gated mesh metal doors, and they were big, and there was 2 of them, and they were jumping against the metal door. Not crazy, but enough to give you pause. I just try to control the body language. Say, hey, I'm calm, you should be calm. But also thinking oh, I hope this metal gate really holds and it isn't just kind of locked. In those cases, if you don't feel safe making the delivery, you can contact the customer. Say, hey, I'm at your destination, I'm trying to make a delivery. I noticed you can say unsecured pets in the front yard, and you'll let them know I'm unable to make a delivery until the pets are secured or brought inside. Call them, it's probably the fastest thing to do. But I'm on the home stretch here. My goal is to finish earlier because you get the same pay. It's like Flex, so you finish early, you get the same pay. I don't think I can get tips on this, can I? Hang with me till the end of the video. I don't think I can get tips on any of these, but maybe I can. So we'll have to find out that, the mileage, the time, and then what it looks like when you finish, including the pay. Okay, and there you have it, my first ever DashLink route, 3 hours, $70.50, but it wasn't quite what it seemed. So I'm gonna give it to you fresh. I just finished. I'm gonna get a Gatorade. I am thirsty. There's a little pro tip for you. Bring a thermos, man. Get some water, get some Gatorade, especially moving into the warmer months here. Definitely. And pack a lunch or something, bring a cooler if you're gonna be driving more hours. Here's the pay screen as soon as I finished, and wonderfully, it said ineligible for tips on absolutely everything. Let me know if you ever can get tips on DashLink. Nothing. And it also says that my active time when I was actually on an assignment was 3 hours and 44 minutes. The request, I thought it said 3 hours, and then dash time is 4 hours and 12 minutes. So remember when I said I was wondering if it was like Flex, where they'd count time at the warehouse in that prediction of how long the shift would be? If they don't, then you're gonna have to tack on at least 15 minutes, 20 minutes if you're a little slower and new like me, to, at the warehouse, scanning your packages. But $70.50 for, in essence, 4 hours, basically 4.25 hours. I don't know, we'll have to do the math on that. I mean, mileage right now, I drove 26.3 miles, and that was, yeah, when I got the request actually. Do I recommend DashLink? I mean, we'll have to see the numbers, but it was a lot of stops. I mean, it was a good amount of stops. Arguably the same, at least, if not more, than Amazon Flex. But it paid, we'll see, fine. I think it pays more, possibly, per hour than Amazon Flex. It just depends on how much bonus pay you're getting on Flex. Both will assume are ineligible for tips, but I can say, even though I did one DashLink route, that I feel like DashLink is gonna pay a lot more per mile. So if you care about pay per hour and pay per mile, DashLink might be the move. But I'm a little sweaty, was walking all over, up and down stairs. I mean, the deliveries were fine, you know. Oh, here's something that I just realized. I remembered. I want to tell you this. So they didn't bundle for the same complex. DoorDash, you have to do that if you're going to start to do this routed delivery thing. So if I had like complex whatever, Cork Factory, that's one of the complexes here in the Strip District back there, they don't bundle. So I had several times on this shift where I did my delivery, I come back to the car, and I have to do another delivery in the same building. Absolutely, you have to bundle. Even, I'll tell you this, you should bundle even if it's different addresses, because I think lot 21 or whatever it was listed under 2 addresses. It's that big of a building, I guess. Your system has to know that. Your system has to know lot 21 is this and this address, and you have to bundle those together. In that sense, Amazon Flex is better, and it makes sense because that's all like Amazon has done forever is logistics. So DoorDash is newer, getting into this routed delivery thing. You have to do that. It was a huge pain. Luckily, I didn't have like super far walks, but even for the other complex, I knew. I mean, and it's common sense. You can tell it's the same exact address. I just took like 4 packages with me. And then I went through there and it says, next delivery, same address. Finish it, next delivery, same address. They have to be bundled. Obviously, you're gonna confirm them individually, but you have to treat them like a bundle. Overall grade, I give it a B-. It's not bad. I liked the pay per hour. Pay per mile was pretty good. The pay per stop, I mean, that might pay less than Amazon Flex. What do you think? Does DashLink pay less per stop than Flex? B-. Don't love it, don't hate it. Would you do DashLink?